What's up, hockey fans? Welcome to the first ever HSN Podcast presented to you by the Hockey Sense Network. My name's Adam Spazieri, and I'm going to be hosting today alongside my co-hosts Johnny Zantena and Michael Fontana. Since this is the first episode, we're going to just quickly go over who we are and what we do and stuff like that. So, Johnny, take it away. Just a quick introduction.
So I'm Johnny. I go to Brock University. I'm studying sport management in my second year. I'm trying to be the next Kyle Dubas. Please hire me, Kyle. And I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. That doesn't mean anything though, Kyle. Please hire me.
Johnny, you know you're going to have to work for the Leafs, right?
Yes, it's okay. He'll hire me.
Going to swing me some tickets?
No.
Okay, I'm Michael Fontana, and I'm a diehard Leaf fan. Hockey's been a big part of my life and shaping me into who I am today. I have a passion for hockey, of course, and also business. I go to the Schulich School of Business, and my goal is just to work in the field of hockey.
I think like all of us, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so my name's Adam. I go to Ryerson Sport Media, and I'm also a freelance graphic designer. And, that's pretty much it for a quick introduction, and we're just going to get right into some hockey content now. So Johnny's going to take it away as he is the writer of the podcast, so he knows about all the content and stuff, and he'll lead the show. So Johnny, let's go, buddy.
Take it away, Jova.
So we'll just start off with predicting each division. Obviously, this year we have the new divisions. We'll start in the North because I think that's the division we're all most interested in. So Michael, start from 7 and go to 1 on your predictions.
At 7, I got Ottawa. I think they're going to make it competitive at least. So they brought in a lot of veteran presence. Stutzla, he was amazing at the World Juniors. Spectacular to watch, and I think he'll be up there in the Calder race. At 6, I got Winnipeg. Of course, I'm a big fan of Hellebuck. Every night he gives it his all, and he gives them a chance to win, but I don't think their center depth is there. Their defense has been weak since Bufflin left. At 5, I got Vancouver. They lost a lot of guys to Adam's favorite team, Calgary.
True.
And, they surprised us a bit in the playoffs, but I think they will take a step back. Sorry, Vancouver fans. You might disagree with me on that one. At 4, I got Calgary,
Wow.
Adam's team. I don't think they're going to be 4 as in a team could catch up. I think the top 4 is going to be pretty solidified come the last 10 games of the season. I like Calgary a lot, but I don't like them come playoff time, and I never have.
Thanks. Because the Leafs are so much better.
Both your teams just choke in the playoffs.
At 3, we got Edmonton. McDavid is not human, phenomenal player, and I think this year he's going to absolutely shred the Canadian division. Number 2, I hate to say it, but I got the Montreal Canadiens.
At 2.
Let's get it.
I've been talking a lot of shit about the Habs the last pretty much 10 years of my life since I met Johnny. But I like what they've done in the offseason. They've spent to the cap, something that I've criticized them over the last 2 years for. And the rebuild's coming to an end. The young guys are coming in, and I think they could take a next step here. They're competitive come playoff time, I think, and we'll see good stuff out of the Habs. At 1, I got the Leafs, my team. I think Dubas brought in key additions that we were lacking. Notably the defense and depth forwards and the element of grit that we, of course, have been criticized for not having. So I'll get into more about the Leafs later, but Johnny, you want to go with your top 7?
So same 7, I have Ottawa yet again. I think Ottawa has improved a lot, but they'll just be the basement dweller of the Canadian division. 6, I have Vancouver. Yeah, they made it the farthest out of any Canadian team last year, but that was basically because Thatcher Demko decided to turn into Jesus himself, which won't be sustainable over the 56-game season. And with the losses of players like Toffoli, Tanev, and their starting goalie Markstrom, I think they're going to fall off. 5, I have Winnipeg. I think, as Michael said, even though they brought in some pieces, I just don't think they're a complete enough team to be competing, too reliant on Hellebuck. 4, I have Calgary. I feel like Calgary will be better suited for when this gets to the actual playoffs, but I feel like over the course of the season, they'll struggle, but they'll still make it just ahead of Winnipeg, not as solidified as Michael thinks. 3, I actually have Montreal, lower than Michael does, surprisingly. Yet again, same thing with Calgary. I think they'll be better suited for when this gets to the 2 series. 2, I have Edmonton because I think, as Michael said, McDavid's just going to tear the Canadian division apart. And that is also why I have Toronto at 1, because I feel like over the course of the actual regular season, Toronto and Edmonton, based off of their star players, will be able to run through the division. But come playoff time, I think Montreal and Calgary will claw back when it's more of a team game, and the physicality that Montreal and Calgary have will better help them in the playoffs.
That's a series I want to watch. Calgary, Montreal, if that's first round, second round, but yeah. So yeah, I'll go through mine now. So I've actually got Winnipeg at the basement of the North Division.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
I just think they rely on Hellebuck too much, and their defense is a little weak. So that's why I got them at 7. Then I've got Ottawa at 6. It's going to be interesting to see Stützle play a full year. I think he's easily going to win the Calder Trophy. Maybe not easily, but it'll be tough against him and Lafreniere. But he just tore up the World Juniors, like Michael said, and was really a stood out player. Then I've got the Oilers at number 5, missing the playoffs.
Connor.
Yep. I just have a feeling that something's going to go wrong. Either that's Connor McDavid getting injured, Draisaitl getting injured, or just Koskinen and Smith playing like dog shit.
That's the big thing about Edmonton. Their
goaltending is not great.
Mm-hmm.
Then at number 4, I've got the Vancouver Canucks. I think they had a great year last year, and I think they're not going to fall off as much as everybody thinks they will. I also really like Braden Holtby still. That was my second pick for Calgary, other than Markstrom. And then at 3, I've got the Montreal Canadiens playing the Flames in the first round. I've got a little Flames at 2, Canadiens at 3 action. I think the Canadiens improved the most out of maybe any team this offseason, minus the Josh Anderson signing that I really hated, and Johnny knows that. But yeah, I think the Canadiens are a great team, and Carey Price is going to stand on his head in the Canadian division. Then at number 2, I've got Calgary. Non-bias, I think Calgary is going to have another good season. I think Johnny Gaudreau is going to bounce back, as well as they're going to have career years for Mangiapane and Dylan Dubé. I think they're really going to break out this season. And then at number 1, it's kind of a no-brainer to have the Leafs at number 1. They're just stacked.
Yeah, I think the Leafs are just going to run through the division during the season with all that firepower and talent, but I think
so too.
It's going to be the same as the previous years. I think come playoffs, I don't know if their style is built to win in the playoffs. Yeah, they added people like Bogosian and stuff, but I still am not. I need to see it to believe it with the Leafs.
Yeah, I don't think Joe Thornton's winning a cup there, to be honest.
I think they're just expecting too much out of Joe Thornton at 41.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to play him on the first line with Matthews and Marner. Imagine.
I don't think that's something too much to read into. I think that's just the line combination. I don't think we brought Thornton in as like the guy to win.
We'll see. Are we gonna go to?
Yeah, we're gonna move to the East now.
Okay.
So the East is 8-1. I'll go first for the East. Just go left to right, I guess. So I have New Jersey coming last. I feel like everyone's gonna agree with that, especially now with Crawford leaving. Yep. I just don't think New Jersey has anything going for them really. I think the only positive thing out of New Jersey this year is I think Jack Hughes will bounce back. I don't think he's as bad as people think after that.
Yeah, you can't even call it a bounce back.
But people think he had a really bad. People are already writing him off.
He's a rookie, dude.
I have Buffalo coming 7. Yeah, they got a lot of new additions, but then they just got placed in this East division that's really strong. I think they would have been better suited if it was still the Atlantic with 2 wild cards. 6, I have a bit of a surprise. I have Pittsburgh coming 6th, missing the playoffs.
I have Pittsburgh at 6 too.
I just think the loss to Montreal's really hurt them. I feel like that hurt their ego. Like they really thought they were going to kill Montreal. Plus, then they made some questionable moves, like Hornquist for Mike Matheson might be the worst move of the offseason. 5, I have Rangers. I think they'll just miss out, but they're a year or 2 away from being a serious contender. 4, I have Capitals hanging on for one last playoff rush. I would have had Capitals higher, but with Lundqvist retiring because of the heart thing, and now they don't know who the backup is, might be Craig Anderson. I have them at 4. 3, I have the Islanders. They're just steady defensively, and the Barzal signing really made me confident that they'll come top 4. 2, I have Philly. I think they're just going to continue to build off of last year, and especially Carter Hart. Amazing play. And then 1, I have the Boston Bruins. I think even with the team getting older and losing Char, I think they're still just the best team, and over the season, they'll show that and come first. Adam, you can go next.
Where did you say the Islanders are finishing?
Islanders are going to come 3.
3, okay. So
in the regular season.
Right. So at the bottom, I've got the Devils. Same exact reasons as Johnny. Not much to read into there. Then at number 7, I've got the Capitals.
What?
Yeah, I have the Capitals.
Why at 7?
I just don't. I just don't. I have them missing the playoffs. I put them at 7 because I put Pittsburgh and the Rangers ahead of them. But yeah, I don't know.
And Buffalo.
Yeah, just wait. So
That's Adam, I do too.
You have Buffalo make the playoffs? Let's go. So yeah, Capitals are gonna miss this year. It's gonna be a disappointing season, and it's gonna hurt Ovi's chances at getting $12.5 million, which is his ask.
That was
for,
pre-COVID. That's important to know.
Pre-COVID. Okay, $12.5 million. He ain't no McDavid, and he never will be again. So then at number 6, I have the Penguins, like Johnny. I think they're going to fall off this year. And yeah, that Montreal series definitely deflated their ego. Then at number 5, I have the Rangers, just barely missing the playoffs because I think Lafreniere is going to have a solid season. As well as I love their defense. I love Adam Fox. I think he's going to improve a lot as well. And then at number 4, I have the Buffalo Sabres. I think Jack Eichel and Taylor Hall are just going to tear shit up this year. Just absolutely tear it up.
Eichel, welcome to the playoffs.
Yeah, I know they're not a very deep team. Their goalie is questionable. Their goaltending is questionable, but I'm very hopeful for the Bruins this season.
You think in a division with this much talent
yes,
that Linus Ullmark and Carter Hutton are going to lead Buffalo to the playoffs?
It's bold. I don't think everybody wants to hear the same thing, Johnny. I want to go bold with this. Sabres, number 4. Okay. Then I got the Bruins at number 3 too.
Okay.
So, yeah, Boston, great team. They're going to make the playoffs. They might struggle a little bit out of the gate, but I think they're a lock for the playoffs. And then at number 2, I have the Islanders, Matty Barzal. They're going to make the playoffs easily. And I also like the goalie tandem a lot of Sorokin and Varlamov. Varlamov had a really good year last year after he was almost ridden off by basically everybody after his time in Colorado. Yep, and then at number 1, I've got the Philadelphia Flyers. I think they're all around the strongest team in this division, no question.
Okay, so at 8, I got New Jersey. I think we all do.
That was consensus.
Don't even have to talk about them. There's not much to say. Sorry, Jersey fans, not much to say, but your time might come in maybe 10 years. So at 7, I got Washington like Adam. I think they're getting older, and they're not coming close to a rebuild because they got a couple young guys, but if Ovi, I can't see him staying, honestly, after this year at 35, the money he wants. At 6, I have Buffalo. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think they'll make a good push. I could see Taylor Hall staying the season with them because they'll be that close. But yeah, at 5, I have Philadelphia. So I know that's lower than what you guys had, but I've never really been a fan of Philly.
Philly missing?
I hate Philly. I hate Philly.
I've never been a fan of Philly.
As much as I don't like Philly too, I can't see them.
It's more just hate
a scenario of them missing, to be honest.
I like Carter Hart. I like Provorov, but besides those two, I just don't see a whole lot to like. Maybe Konechny. At 4, I got the Islanders. Signing Barzal was key. If they didn't sign him, they weren't going anywhere. I think he's really underrated, honestly. He's the McDavid of that team.
Yeah, definitely their star.
And at 3, I got Boston. Boston's always going to be a force, no matter who they lose. Yeah, they lost Krug, but Bergeron, Pasternak, Marchand.
They also picked up Smith too.
Yeah, they're not going to miss the playoffs. They're a solid team. At 2, I got Pittsburgh. Exactly for the reason why you guys are writing them off is why I'm saying they're gonna have a bounce back year, because they have Sidney Crosby.
Yeah,
I think he still has a lot more left in the tank. He hated losing to Montreal more than anyone else on that team, and he's going to bring his all. And I want to have the New York Rangers. So
I didn't even realize that.
I think that's a big. I think that's a big surprise.
Rangers at 1,
but I think that jump isn't as unrealistic as many think.
I think they're gonna make the jump to the playoffs.
You're buying into Shesterkin, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. Shesterkin, whatever
his name is. Yeah, the Russian guy.
Okay, let's go to the.
We'll go west now. West,
okay.
Actually, no, Central. Central makes more sense.
All right.
So Adam, you can lead us this time.
I'll kick us off with the Central.
Yeah.
Okay, Central. I've got Chicago at the bottom. Yeah, I don't like Chicago's team whatsoever. Especially with who said Taze isn't starting the season.
Taze, Doc, Nylander are all on IR for 4 to 6 months.
It's tough, and their goaltending is just brutal. If Malcolm Subban plays more than 25 games, I'm going to be having a heart attack if I were a Chicago fan. Then at number 7, I have Nashville. It's the end of the Pecorine era in Nashville. It's over. Don't like their team whatsoever. Then I've actually got the Red Wings at 6. I think they're going to improve a good amount. And they signed a couple good depth guys. I think they can. They're not going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to have a more competitive year overall.
Who did they get, though, besides
Troy Stetcher?
Stetcher, yeah.
They got Mark Stahl for a cap. Like, they ate the Rangers cap, and they got someone else. They signed the Islanders' old back. They signed Grice.
That's
goaltending right there. And they signed
I think the Red Wings won't be as bad as everybody thinks, and they also have a bunch of rookies that are going to be.
Lucas Raymond and stuff.
Yeah, that too.
You think he plays?
I think so. What do the Red Wings have to lose?
He was
Yeah.
pretty good in the World Juniors, but he didn't look like a 4th overall pick to me. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, I have Florida just missing the playoffs at 5. I think Bobrovsky's going to have a bounce back season and make a push for the playoffs. They're just going to miss by a little bit, I think. Then I've got Columbus at number 4. Despite the Pierre-Luc Dubois stuff that's going on, I think they're still a great team. They're well coached by Tortorella as well, and I think they're going to still sneak into the playoffs. Then I've got Dallas at 3, and this division is super tough too to call because they've got a lot of great teams. Probably the hardest division.
No, I think
Or
the East was way
maybe.
harder.
They're both pretty tough. Then I've got Dallas at 3. Coming off of a Stanley Cup finals, they were in the Stanley Cup finals. Did not have the words for that. I don't think you can write them off, even though most of their star players are getting a bit older and out of their prime. Then I've got the Tampa Bay Lightning at number 2.
Oh,
It's easy to put them at number 1, but I think over the course of the year, especially with Kucherov out, I think the Canes are going to take number 1.
that's reasonable.
And I think Svechnikov is going to have like an unreal season.
Carolina's
He's
dirty.
gross.
He's going to have a great season. I think he's going to be MVP caliber.
Yeah.
Maybe not MVP caliber, but like top 10 in the league.
Up there, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be up there for sure. So
You
yeah,
can go
that's
next,
my
Michael.
central prediction.
So I have Detroit 8th. Yeah, they improved a bit, but I think they'll come last again. Chicago at 7. They could have. I had them going 6 until Doc got injured, and Taze was written off. At 6, I have Nashville. I just think they've been declining the last about 2 years, and I don't think they take a step forward. At 5, I have Columbus just missing. I like their team a lot, but I just have them 5th for the sole reason. I don't know what's happening with this Dubois situation, and if he does get traded, I don't think that they make the playoffs. Especially just watching him against the Leafs, because that's when I mostly was exposed to him. He was a beast. I have Dallas 4. I think they're a solid team all around. I don't think they're like. I don't know. They made the cup. They made the cup final. That surprised me a lot. I didn't have them going that far, but
Should have been Calgary.
Had them going out round 1 to Calgary.
3, I have Florida. I think they take a huge step. As long as what Adam said, as long as Bobrovsky bounces back, I think if he bounces back, they could easily make it. Considering they just missed, they would have just missed out last year, if the 2014 thing didn't happen. At 2, I have Carolina. Like what Adam said, I think Svech is a beast. Aho's a beast. Their goaltending is pretty underrated. I think Mrazek's
That's
pretty
the only
good.
question mark I have on them is the goaltending.
Dougie Hamilton's pretty good. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's going to a contract year, so
Yeah.
it's a big year. I could see him competing for a Norris. Number 1, I have Tampa. They lost Kucherov, but they're the reigning champs, and they're just too good.
They are too good.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So for mine, I have Chicago at 8 as well. Honestly, I was looking at their team on like the score, and I don't know who their second goalie is. There was like 5 guys, and I didn't know.
Dilia?
But I don't know if you know if he's the guy. Like I looked at all 5 names and I didn't know one of them. So whoever the backup is, I don't think
Just
they're
a
gonna be
guessing
winning
game,
much
eh?
with him. 7, I have Detroit for same reasons Adam. They got better with the players we mentioned. 6, I have 6, I have Nashville. I think they're just regressing every year. I think the Duchesne contract was terrible.
Brutal.
Thank God he chose Nashville over Montreal. I was so mad at the time, but right now that would put us in cap hell. 5, I have Columbus. I think with Dubois potentially leaving and all that stuff, I feel like they're just going to have an off year. I feel like everyone loves the Max Domi trade for them, but personally, I don't know if he's going to suit.
I love it for them.
I don't know if he's going to suit John Tortorella's system, and I feel like
Definitely does.
If he didn't like when Claude was telling him to play defense, I don't think he's going to like John Tortorella telling him to play defense. And I think if they do trade Dubois, you'd rarely trade a number 1 center and win that trade, so I think that would obviously make them worse. 4, I have Florida. I think they're going to bounce back, and if you look at Bobrovsky's career, every other year he has a Vezina caliber season where he's nominated. Last year was terrible. If that trend continues this year, he should be nominated for Vezina or at least have a bounce back year. So I think they'll be 4. 3, I have Dallas simply because even though they went to the Cup final last year, I think they're lucky if they get off to a decent start with Sagan out until March, and they have a couple other injuries. And
Is he out? I didn't even know.
Yeah, he's out till March.
Who is?
Sagan.
It's surgery, right?
Yeah, he's out till March.
Yeah.
Plus, with this COVID thing right now, they're having games postponed already. So they're gonna have
like eight members or something.
8 members of the
positive?
team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The first 3 games postponed. I think they're lucky if they don't have a very condensed schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even the goalie. Oh my God, who's their goalie? Who's the guy that beat Calgary? Khudobin?
Khudobin.
I think
You watched every game.
I just forgot his name.
You think Bishop doesn't take starter back?
I think Bishop takes starter back, but
I think they're gonna split it. Ben
I
Bishop
think-
has like health
I think
issues.
Khudobin was a
Not
flash
health
in the.
issues,
I think
but
Khudobin was
injury
a
issues.
flash in the pan during the
It
playoffs.
makes sense to split it, yeah, because of Bishop's injury.
I would split it. Khudobin was really good in the playoffs. I don't see a reason why they shouldn't split it. Keep both their goalies rested.
Yeah, 2 I have Carolina. I think as we've been saying, I'm very high on Carolina. I think in a year or two, when Fetch and stuff improve, they're going to be even better. Just their goaltending for me is holding back. And 1 as Adam did, I have Tampa. Sorry, as Michael did, I have Tampa.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Sorry, yeah, because you're weird.
All right, so those are our central predictions. So now we'll move
And
on.
now
to
we'll
the
move
West.
on to the West.
The West, you want me to kick it off?
And yeah,
Yeah, you can
Michael,
kick
kick it off.
So at 8, I have the Ducks. Don't like anything about the Ducks, I'm going to be honest. Besides John Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's...
Zegers.
Oh, Zegers. Yeah, he's going to be on the team for sure this year after that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was disgusting, but I still don't think that's enough to move them past 8. At 7, I have San Jose. They're old. Not much to like about them either. Timo Meyer's pretty good. Their goaltending is just... Johnny, you'll get to the goaltending, but you're clearly higher on it than I am. I really don't think Dubnyk and... who's the other one?
Jones.
Martin Jones will do much for them. At 6, I have Arizona. Arizona's been getting better over the past couple of years, but now they lost Hall. Kessel's getting older. I don't think they have much going for them. Keller's pretty good, but I don't see enough in them to be higher than that. At 5, I have Minnesota, all around pretty good team. 4, I have LA. I think they could surprise a lot of teams and make the playoffs. They have a lot of young prospects coming up. Velarde. They still have Kopitar, Quick, Doughty. Doughty says he's out to show people he still has left in the tank. I don't know.
Doughty has nothing left.
I doubt it
Overrated.
too, but at the same time, this division is pretty weak, and I could see them sneaking in. At 3, I have St. Louis. Not much to say about them. They're a great team. 3 is nothing saying bad about them. I just think the teams in front of them are just a bit better. Right in front of them at 2, I have Vegas. The addition of Pietrangelo is going to be huge for them. They were already a solid team all around, but he just makes it that much better. And at 1, I have Colorado. Really high on Colorado, mostly just because of Nathan McKinnon. Guy's a beast. I think he's closer to McDavid than people think.
I think so too.
And yeah.
You want to go at him or me?
Yeah, I'll go for it. So I got Ducks, bottom of the West. Honestly, they can be bottom of the league too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they will be bottom of the league.
Yeah,
Actually, no, I think Chicago's bottom of the league this year. I think
honestly,
it's a big fall from Vegas.
it's gonna be tough for both of them, to be honest. But yeah, Ducks there, same reasons as Michael. They're not a great team. And then I got Coyotes at 7, just because they're everything about the Coyotes, like entire franchise, is just brutal.
Starting from management.
Starting from
Management's
management all the way
not,
down. It's just not a good team. Then I got the Wild. I think they'll be competitive, but I also don't see Kaprizov making such a big impact like everybody thinks he is. That's why I have them at 6, right? Yeah, 6. And then I got Kings at 5. I think they could make a push for the playoffs just because I think they still have good players. It's just they've been unlucky the last couple years. They have been bad too, but I think they can easily bounce back and maybe shock a couple people. And then at number 4, I have the Blues. Still a really solid team. Love O'Reilly. I think Binnington will bounce back too after having a pretty brutal sophomore season. So I've got them at 4, making the playoffs. Then I got the Sharks at 3. I know Johnny has. I know Johnny has the Sharks making the playoffs too. I'm the biggest Erik Karlsson fan, and I really hope he has another Norris caliber season this year. I also think their goaltending's pretty good, Dubnyk and Jones. Jones has been pretty brutal the last couple years, but I think he'll bounce back and have a decent season. And then I've got the Knights at number 2. The addition of Pietrangelo is obviously great. They're going to be a really solid team all around. And then number 1, I have the Colorado Avalanche. Nathan McKinnon easily can be the MVP of the season. Easily. I also really like their goaltending, and their defense is outstanding. The fact that they don't have Timmins and Byram on their team is insane.
I think Byron's going to play this year, no?
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he'll be.
Maybe.
He's
Maybe
good,
he will.
man.
But
He is really
still,
good.
all the way from 1 to 8, they have great defense.
Yeah, they do. So for me, I have Anaheim at 8 as well, just completing it. I think the only good thing they have going for them is that Zegras won MVP at the World Juniors. I think that's the only thing they'll win this year. 7, I have Arizona, just a very poor run team. Not much going for them either. this division's really a tale of two halves. You have 1 to 3, I feel, and then 4 to 8. 6, I have Minnesota. I think they're gonna be so. They could sneak in, but I think they'll just fall short in 6th. 5, I have Los Angeles. Yeah, Doughty says he's motivated, but like the last 2 years, we haven't really seen anything. The only time Doughty looks motivated is when he's playing Tkachuk.
Exactly.
Other than that, he hasn't done much, and he's like,
you see the fire in his eyes only when he plays Tkachuk. He doesn't have that fire in his eyes the entire season.
So yeah, I have them at 5. Plus, Quick's been on a downward spiral like the last couple of years, and the Peterson guy, I think his name is. He's okay, but I don't know if that'll be good enough to get them in. 4, I have San Jose. This is the first time I think Erik Karlsson's going to be fully healthy since that Sens playoff run, because he had the quick surgery, came back quick the next year. Then even last year in San Jose, he was missing games. Now he's at almost a year off. And you have to remember that San Jose's top 3 defensemen are Erik Karlsson, Brett Burns, and Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
Yeah,
that's a top 3 defenseman on any team.
Not a top 3 defenseman.
Like I'm saying,
team.
like as far as 1 to 3 to D, that's as good as anything. If Karlsson and Burns play how they should, Vlasic's fallen off a little bit, but he's still serviceable. That first pairing is ridiculous. First pairing's nuts. 3, I have St. Louis. I think they're gonna bounce back after an early playoff run that ended early last year. 2, I have Colorado. I don't think they'll do as good in the season as they will when they get to the actual playoffs, because I think Vegas just overall is built for like season success as well, kind of like the Leafs. And I think Vegas will come 1 in the division, especially off that goalie tandem of Fleury and Leonard.
And where do you have Avalanche?
I have Avalanche 2.
2? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So next, we'll get into what team do you have coming out of each division to make your Final Four. Michael, you can start. You can start, Michael.
Just name your Final Four. So
the Final Four, yeah. So I've
almost 30 minutes.
Final Four in the whole league.
Yeah, like your Final Four. Like who's coming out of each division?
Okay, I got Leafs coming out of the North. I got Colorado coming out of the West. I got Tampa coming out of the Central, and I got Boston coming out of the East.
All like really safe picks, I would say.
Yeah.
How about you, Johnny? What
I have Montreal coming out of the North, mainly because even Brian Burke has been saying it. They're the team in the North that's most built for playoff success.
Let's listen to Brian Burke, hey Johnny.
Their 5th line right now would be some teams' 3rd line. I think just their depth, and like now that they're a big physical team, I think they'll be able to handle playoff success. I think Montreal and Calgary are going to upset Toronto and Edmonton in round 1. Then it's going to be a Calgary-Montreal final for the North. Montreal will win that. So then I have Philly in the East. I think, like Montreal, they're built for playoff success. They just didn't get any offense last year. Like Giroux, Couturier, they just weren't performing. I think they'll bounce back when they get to the playoffs this year. I have Colorado coming out of the West and Tampa Bay coming out of the Central. Adam, what about you?
That's fair. I've got Calgary. So we're all picking our favorite teams coming out of the North Division. A little biased, but I think we finally have a true number 1 goalie. And I think Gaudreau's going to have a bounce back season. And also there's a wild card in there. Valimaki could be a really good defenseman as well.
Off the torn ACL,
yeah. So, Flames out of the Canadian division beating the Canadians in the North finals, you could say. Then I've got the East division. I've got the Islanders coming out. I think they were really close to beating. They could have beat the Lightning last season. I just like how Barry Trotz coaches that team, and I think they're built for playoff success more than the Islanders, especially their style of play. Like Barry Trotz's style is unmatched. Then I got the Canes coming out of the Central again. Svechnikov is gonna have a top 10 caliber year, 100%. The only question mark there is their goaltending, but I think they'll overcome that, and I think Reimer's gonna have another decent year as maybe a 1-2 split. Then Avs out of the West, that's kind of a no-brainer for me. I don't think the Knights are going to make another long playoff run like they did against Washington. That's my
just quickly 2 points before we move on. On Tampa Bay, Kucherov is eligible to come back for playoffs, it seems. So you have to remember they're going to get a fresh Kucherov coming into the playoffs.
I like the Canes. I like the Canes.
For the Calgary thing you mentioned about finally have the number 1 goaltender, the last 2 years in the playoffs, the goaltending hasn't been the issue. It's if Gaudreau and Monahan will perform. Last year, Ken Talbot was pretty good in the playoffs, and the year before when he lost in 5 to Colorado, Mike Smith was unreal.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I feel like they're just going to get their shit together this year. It's bound to happen, or else this team's blowing up. You can't keep going into the playoffs and losing first round.
Yeah, no, if you guys don't make it out of if Calgary or Toronto don't make it out of the first round this year, both those teams are getting blown up.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't think Leafs are getting blown up completely.
One of the big four.
Yeah, I think it's a Marner or Nylander. I don't think it's if Calgary loses, it's going to be a Monahan or a Gaudreau, which is their Matthews or Tavares. It's like their best player, right? So I don't know. I agree with you though, Johnny. I don't think it's been their goaltending it hasn't been the best in the season, but come playoff time, I really don't like I don't like Monahan and Gaudreau. To be honest, I just Monahan's good, but like, is he a top 15 center in the league?
No,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't say so. But you also have to
And to win cups, I think you need top 50. I've always believed in centers over anything else.
Right, but we actually have decent center depth. Lindholm can play center.
Center depth, but I think you need that. Like, if you go against McDavid or like Matthews, like Monahan.
I mean, you match up at Edmonton and Calgary. Calgary's the better team.
Look last year in the Montreal-Pittsburgh series. Danault and Suzuki matched Crosby and Malkin.
Yeah, exactly.
Danault's a really good defensive center.
Yeah, that's what you saw. But Danault's not a top 15 center. He's just a good defensive center.
Yeah, but did Montreal win the cup? I said to go all the way to win cups, right?
All right, let's go into
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup.
So I'll start. I have Colorado winning the Stanley Cup. They're just stacked. Even though they have average goaltending, I would say they don't have a true number one. They have two guys that split. That's been shown as the best system. And I think they have a lot of team-friendly deals, and they still have $2 million in cap that obviously throughout the year would grow to more cap space as it grows day by day. I think they're going to add someone big at the deadline. I'll get into that later. And I think they're going to win the cup.
I agree with you. My pick for the Stanley Cup is also the Avalanche. I've got them and the Canes going to the finals. They can meet in the finals, right?
Any teams can meet in the finals.
Any team? Okay, yeah. Canes and Avs in the finals for the exact same reason as Johnny. I think the Avs are winning the cup. I think this is finally their year, and Nathan McKinnon's going to be a happy boy.
After 54 years?
No.
No.
My team, the Leafs, we're going to end it. I've been saying this to Johnny.
It would be crazy, though. They ended and you can't go to a parade or anything, like at COVID times.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
Michael will be down there
By
right
then,
away.
I'm putting a hazmat suit on, and I'm going to go on the TTC buses.
You're going to raid their bus or something?
Oh,
you're going to wait for them at their airport or something?
No, but for real, I think we added the pieces needed to at least win one series, and I think
you just said they're gonna win the cup.
But I think with the Leafs, I think if we win one series, they're gonna have the confidence that they finally did it, and that they go all the way. I think it's gonna happen. I could see it happening, and we'll see.
All right, so there it is. Those are our Stanley Cup winners. If one of us are right, you want to put like. Everybody gives the other person $10.
We both pick Colorado. How that work?
Okay, Michael
if
gives
the
us
Leafs
$10
win, you guys
each.
are paying for my tattoo.
Tattoo?
I'm getting a fat tattoo of the Leafs.
Disgusting. Okay,
now we're just going to move on to 3 bold predictions we have for the year. Like, there could be anything that's just bold. So I'll start. I have Carey Price winning the Vezina this year.
That's not that bold. It's bold, but it's not like extremely bold. If you read
Twitter, most people think Price is done.
Okay.
I think with the addition of Jake Allen, that's going to give Price for, I think, the first time since I'd say Peter Budaj. Maybe even since Halak, he has a capable backup. So I think he's going to be... the bubble showed how fresh... Like, when he's fresh, he's just still like a god. So I think he's going to win the Vezina this year refreshed. And with how good Montreal is this year, I feel he's just going to be motivated. He hasn't had a good team in a while. I have a little bit of an interesting one here. There will be no coaches fired this season because of COVID. So I think teams will just stick it out with the coach they have. The only way I could see this happening is if an assistant coach gets promoted, but... No, like, outside coach. Like, Babcock won't coach a team. Like, no outside guy will come in. No Gallant. And my third one, I couldn't even believe this when I Googled it, but Montreal will have a point-a-game player for the first time since the 07-08 season with Alexei Kovalev.
That's actually brutal. That's the most brutal
That's the last time we've had a
player, Johnny. Who's the player?
I don't know who it would be, but if I had to put anyone, I'd say Nick Suzuki gets a point per game this year.
Okay. I don't disagree with that. If anybody, it's going to be Suzuki.
Couldn't believe that
it's definitely not going to be Josh Anderson. I'll tell you that much.
He's on Suzuki's line.
Okay, but still.
I don't think you guys have a point per game player.
No, they can't.
They're still missing star. They're still lacking star power.
It's been 12 years.
As good as that.
13.
No. 13.
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe that when I Googled that. I thought Pacioretty hit point per game once.
Patriotti's goal scorer. He scored 40 a couple times.
No, he never got 40. He got 30. Get 40? He got 39 twice.
Oh, 39 twice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, Adam, what are your 3 bold predictions?
I'll go with mine now. I got my first one's bold, but not that bold. I've got Carolina going to the finals, beating out strong teams like maybe Dallas if they play first round, and then Tampa in the second round. And I think they're overall just a really strong team, so I think they're going to the finals. Then my second bold prediction is the Leafs are out first playoff round again.
It's not even bold.
It's bold because everybody has high expectations for them. So I'm gonna say Leafs out first round again. They're blowing that shit up this season or next season. Michael doesn't like the sound of that at all. And then number 3, I've got Johnny Gaudreau on pace for 100 plus points on 82 game pace.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant 100 points in 56 games.
Yeah, he's gonna be the next coming of Jesus. Actually, No, I'm kidding. So yeah, 100 plus points on an 82 game pace. So whatever that is, that works out to like 62 to 65.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
I think just
know.
over. But that's
Something like
another
that.
reason I
But-
have Montreal at a point per game because it's only 56 games. I think they can get it over 56,
Maybe.
not over a full
But they're
82.
not really the best offensive team in the league. So there's like a lot of depth. You're gonna get a lot of depth
Yeah, I
scoring
know.
more than you're gonna get like
bold.
one
It's bold.
guy.
We'll see if it happens.
Like it's more. It makes more sense that Johnny Gaudreau is just gonna carry the team
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
score like a bunch of points, and rather than your depth, one of your depth guys like a third liner scoring. Like I don't think anybody on your first line is gonna be on a point per game pace. To be honest.
Look, it was 07 away with Alexei Kovalev. Like we're due.
I mean,
We're
you
due to
are.
have someone
Yes,
point
you
per
are
game.
due,
I
but
think it's gonna happen.
Pierre
the
Luc
same
Dubois,
time-
come home.
I don't know.
Please.
All right, Michael, go for it. bud.
So basically, I was laughing because you guys, Johnny laughed at 100 points in 82, but I guess you laughed because it's Gaudreau.
Gaudreau
my
had
bold
99
prediction-
points 2 years ago.
No,
It's
no,
not that
no,
crazy.
I
No,
know.
no, I laughed
I'm
because I thought it was
laughing because-
156.
Oh, you're gonna say
I'm-
Johnny Gaudreau sucks or
No,
something?
no, no. One of my bold predictions, which is like really bold. Like it's bold. It's not bold, but at the same time
I
it
think
is.
I know
Just
what it is.
because the math is like that would be insane. But I think McDavid hits 100 points if he plays a full 56 games.
You're on crack.
I know.
You're on
I think
crack.
I think he lights the shit out of this North Division.
Where'd you put Edmonton in your rankings again?
I put them 3 behind
Okay,
Montreal,
okay,
but it
that
doesn't
makes
matter.
If
I
McDavid
think,
gets 100 points, they're coming first in the division.
Yeah, easily.
what do you mean?
If
That's-
McDavid scored 100 points and they don't come first in the division,
That'd be sad.
That's like 1 point. That's like 1.7 points a game.
Yeah, dude,
that's 2 goals you're
insane.
getting just from McDavid pretty much a game.
Yeah, but it's kind of been like that. He's been putting like last season. I think was like 1.5 points per game. If he just ups that a bit, I think he could, especially in a shortened season. He just goes hard for these 56 games. I think he could do it. Even though that's really bold.
Yeah, it is.
Even I put all bold ones. My second one kind of has to do with Rangers coming first. The reason why I had them coming first was like Johnny said. I have Shesterkin winning the Vezina and the Calder. I know it was a
goalie winning the Calder.
he
That's
is. He's a
that's
rookie.
crazy.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
know
don't
he
think
is.
those
I know he
12
is. I
those
know he
12
is.
games. He had a small sample size, but
No, wait. He's not considered a rookie, right?
Yeah,
Has
he
to be
is.
20 game or no?
he's
He is considered
He
a
is
rookie,
considered
right?
a
Because
rookie.
it's not. He didn't play 20 games or
No, no,
something.
No,
played- he
it's
played
too small of
12.
a sample size for me to say
Right,
Shesterkin's the next.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think what was it? He didn't let in like I don't know. It was a crate like it was.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
was-
he
last
played,
year
he
was
played
crazy.
Really
Yeah,
good.
he was crazy. I think
played
he
really,
could,
really
I think
good.
he could keep that up, especially with Lafreniere coming in to help the team out in front of him, and the defense, Adam Fox. My third bold prediction. I guess it's not that bold compared to the other two, but I think Subban gets traded. He's getting older. He's still hungry for a cup, and I don't think New Jersey's gonna need him in the next whatever. How much?
Yeah.
Johnny, how many years does he have on his contract left? Like
This
2
year and next.
two, yeah. So 2 years. So I think he's gone in the middle of the season.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that happening.
They would
I
have
just
to
don't know
retain-
what team would trade for him.
They would have to retain cap, I think.
Yeah, no,
I
for
think
sure.
he's just gonna get stuck there.
But they could retain cap. I think they have quite a bit of cap space.
But also, even if they retain 50%, which is no one really retains 50%, that's still 4.5 million. And I don't know if in
Yeah.
the middle of a season a team can eat 4.5 million, like a playoff team,
Mm.
like a team that would want to.
Yeah, maybe not a playoff team, maybe a team looking in. That's why I couldn't find a team, a
Like
suitor
Florida?
for him.
I don't even know if Florida.
No, Florida's on the cap.
Florida's
Yeah, he's on
packed
the
on
cap.
the
Maybe
right
they couldn't
side
keep
of the-
Hoffman, and
True. Very true.
that was your third one.
Yeah. So
Now we have a little bit of a rapid fire segment, just a couple broad questions you just answer. However, so first one, where does Taylor Hall end his season?
Buffalo.
You have it in Buffalo. Yeah, because
I
you have
have
them making
Buffalo
the playoffs.
making playoffs, and then
Michael, what about
resigns.
you?
I also have Buffalo because I think they're just gonna miss out, and so I don't think it's worth trading him at the deadline.
I think he gets traded to Colorado, and that's why I think Colorado wins the cup. I think he's the piece that puts them over the top.
I think they're already over the top, to be honest.
They have $2 million cap space. It's a 1-year deal, so Buffalo could retain cap, and then Colorado just throws someone in for the cap. I think.
Like Eric Johnson.
Yeah, like Colorado really wanted Hall in free agency. We were hearing, and they
Yeah.
didn't get him.
Even
I
at the
think-
deadline, weren't
I
they?
can honestly
even,
see that
even
happening,
last
though.
deadline when he was getting traded from the Devils, Colorado wanted him. So I think
Mhm.
this year Colorado says, okay, like we got to go all in. Landeskog's contract's up this year. He's gonna get a big increase.
Mhm.
Makar's contract's up after this year. He needs an increase. So I think they need to take advantage of this year while they can.
Wait, Johnny, how does Colorado only have 2 million cap space? I swear they had 20 going into the off season.
They have some bad contracts. They have really good contracts, and then they have really.
yeah, but who did they just sign?
Rantanen's contract kicked in at $9 million.
Oh, that's what it was.
It's like 9.9.
Yeah, but what else?
That's
Like,
crazy.
I swear they
And
had like
some-
crazy.
Is
amount of
anybody
cap
else
space.
writing off Rantanen? Like
No.
I am. Like I don't think he's going to be like that player that he was 2 years ago.
I think he'll always be as. I think he'll always do really good next to McKinnon.
Yeah, I guess.
Next, where does Dubois end the year? I have
get-
Columbus.
I get moved to Chicago.
Interesting.
I think Chicago likes to make weird deals like that.
Yeah, they do.
So that's I have no real reason or like real backing behind it, but I just have a weird feeling I can see Dubois in a Chicago jersey.
I have him ending in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, okay.
Because like I said before, I think they lack the center depth.
Yeah.
Especially a young center. Like
Maybe something to
Scheifele's
do
in
with
his
Laine.
prime, but you need a bit that's my thinking. I think he's going to get traded for Laine.
Yeah, I can honestly see that happening as well. A little shake up between the two teams, especially maybe if they're like outside looking in.
Yeah. So that ties into the next question of where there's Laine, and so we know Michael has Laine ending in Columbus.
Right.
I have a Laine ending in Carolina.
I have him in Carolina too. And everybody can keep their eyes out for a little post.
You like that jersey swap,
well.
Adam. I think that's why you want him there.
It
So
honestly looked so good in black.
I know, dude. You know how long
Yeah, they have a lot
so
of Finnish
good in
players.
black.
They have Teravainen and I think Aho's Finnish, and they have a couple Finnish guys, so I think
they
Laine
do.
would fit in well there.
Yeah, I think that's
So next, given this a shortened season, does the Rocket Richard winner get over 40 goals, and who is it?
I have Matthews winning the Rocket. I
So
think
do I.
it's about time for
So do I.
It's about time for him to.
we all have
it.
Matthews.
That's why I meant.
Yeah.
That's why I said
He's
before
due,
the
he's
podcast
due.
Yeah,
when
he
I
is,
said
he
Michael
is
that
due.
I had something that would surprise you. Yeah, I have Matthews.
Injuries have kept him from coming top 3 in previous years.
That's
Last year he
facts.
was finally top 3, and then COVID hit. I think he finally wins it, and I think 40 on an 82 game season would be equivalent to like just under 60 goals. So if he could hit 40, that's pretty unreal, because no one has hit 60 since Stammer in like 2012 or whatever it was.
10, 11, I think.
But I think he could hit 40. Exactly, just because Canadian teams usually does good against them. So
Yeah, I said Matthews, but I don't think anybody's gonna hit 40 goals this season.
yeah, 40 is pretty insane.
I think
40
he'll hit
would
40.
be nuts.
I don't know. He tends to light up Carey Price, as much as I hate to say it. And I don't know. I think during the season, I think he's going to score a lot of goals.
He hasn't scored a goal against yours truly.
Calgary,
the
right? Is that the
Flames.
that's the
his
last team he has to score
This-
against?
Watch, here's another one of my bold predictions. He doesn't
He's
score
gonna
a
score in
single
9
goal.
games, I think.
Nah, bro.
He doesn't score a single goal. Watch, it's gonna happen.
Okay, and then
First game, let's score 3 goals.
me and Michael had a bet his rookie year that he wouldn't score against Price in the 4 games they played. Took him to the last game to score. I was so cheesed.
Damn.
And it was like off of Emlyn. It wasn't even a nice goal.
Alexi.
So the 5th and final one, who wins the President's Trophy, and how many points do you think, like, around? I have Tampa winning the Presidents at 85 points.
I have
That's 42 wins. Like, it would even out to.
yeah, I have the Canes at 88 points.
Holy,
Oh,
80
so you
is
have like 44
insane.
wins then.
Something like that, yeah. I think they just absolutely like annihilate.
Yeah, I think the Central's really top heavy the way they'll.
I also,
Actually, the Canes at 88 is actually kind of yeah, I can see it happening because
That's
they do have a
insane.
lot of weak teams that are just going to be like they should be easy wins for Carolina.
Michael, who do you have?
the season before last season, what was the President's number? Like, how many points was that?
I have no idea.
Tampa.
112, I believe.
Maybe, yeah.
112.
I-
Well, Tampa had the best regular season in
Ever.
NHL history almost.
When?
They're
Or no,
just up.
it might have been 114 because Calgary was second with 100 or
104
something. 104 or something.
Yeah.
114 was the best ever?
No, it's more than 114.
No, it had to be. Where was Calgary? Somebody search this
What's
up
the
while we
best ever?
talk.
Because 88 points, like Adam just said, that would be like 130.
Would it actually?
Yeah, that's insane.
Damn.
Okay, well, we did the math wrong. But so basically, focus on the team we picked. So I picked Tampa.
I have the
I
Canes.
picked
winning
Johnny. I
Presidents.
picked Tampa with you, and I had one less point than you. You had 85. I have Tampa at 84 points.
Yeah, now that I think about it, 88 points would be like
Tampa's
unreal.
best record was Tampa second to Detroit in 95 or 96, but I can't see the point.
No, what was the most? Search up like the most points ever.
I think it says 128 here.
Yeah. So yeah, 128.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Johnny. I think your 85 points would be around like 124 or something like
Yeah,
that.
see, I'm not a math guy, so my 88
Yeah, math's
points.
hard.
It is.
You'll
was a
learn that.
little-
Michael's the math guy of the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
So then, moving on. Since we're doing okay time-wise, just a quick little game. No, like, explaining. I'm just going to say a player's name because there's been a lot of movement this offseason, and you tell me what team that player currently plays on.
Yeah, because we were kind of shocked.
Yeah, there was a lot of players like, whoa, like Hornquist, we were like, whoa, Hornquist is on Florida.
Yeah, like I totally forgot that happened.
So
Wait,
where...
did Adam already see this list?
No,
no,
that
I
was just,
didn't.
we were
I'm at a
talking...
disadvantage.
No,
I
Adam
didn't.
hasn't seen the list.
That was just where
Where
we got
does-
the idea from.
Matthias Janmark play.
Janmark.
Big player on
Dallas?
Dallas. No, he's not on Dallas
Oh, he
anymore.
used to be on
Where did he get
Dallas.
moved to? 1-year deal.
Columbus.
Wrong. Chicago.
Johnny, you didn't give me a chance.
We said Dallas.
Oh, because
He's
Adam's
on
the...
Chicago.
Oh, I said Dallas. Yeah, I
Damn.
did.
This
Yeah,
is an
I
easy one.
Honestly, don't
If
remember.
you don't get this one, then we're just in trouble. Like for the rest of these. Where's Brandon Saad?
Chicago.
Yeah.
Guys, he got traded to Colorado for Zadorov.
Oh, yeah. He did.
That's part of why their cap got eaten up. I didn't want to say it before to
Dude.
give it away, but yeah, their
Yeah,
cap got eaten up
yeah.
because he's making 5.5 for this year.
That's crazy.
I remember because his agent like tweeted it before anyone knew, and everyone's like,
Yeah, and then Zorov said that thing about how it's not going to be different playing in front of Chicago fans because the Pepsi Center was always filled with Chicago
Right.
fans
Oh
anyway.
yeah, now I remember that.
yeah.
Where's,
that's crazy.
Where's Corey Schneider?
Corey Schneider.
See, this is a fun.
The real question is, did you know any of these guys?
These were all guys that I knew a couple of them, but these were mostly I just went on like the score. I looked at every team's roster. I'm like, well, they won't know this
Is
one.
he in Minnesota?
He's on the Islanders as the third string.
You didn't even let
Oh,
me.
he's a
I was
third
gonna say the
string.
Islanders.
Oh.
I swear on my life I was gonna say the.
I knew the Sod one before, and I knew the Schneider one. This one's an easy one. Where's Eric Stahl?
Buffalo.
Yeah, he's on. Correct. That one. I
And
knew.
speaking of him, that's why a reason I have them just missing the playoffs. I think he's an underrated signing.
No, he's really good.
He's
Still really
Second
good.
line center, he's gonna help out Eichel.
Yep.
This one was recent, so you guys might know. Where's Craig Anderson on a PTO?
Craig Anderson on a PTO.
Think of what goalies we need a PTO right now. Like what team would need a PTO goalie?
Chicago.
No.
No.
I know this.
Not Chicago.
Where did the Devils?
No, Lundqvist.
Or no, sorry, the Capitals.
He
The
replaced
Capitals.
Lundqvist
The
with the
Capitals.
Capitals.
Oh yeah.
I knew it was one of the goalies because I was thinking Crawford,
Okay, and then
but then yeah,
We'll do
Lundqvist,
these
yeah,
last
replaced one of
two.
them.
we'll save the rest for another time maybe. Where's Connor Sheary?
Isn't he back in Pittsburgh?
He's not on Pittsburgh anymore. He got traded back to Pittsburgh for the rest of the season last year, and now
He
he's
was on.
gone.
Wait, was he on Buffalo?
He was on
then
Buffalo.
It was
Pittsburgh?
Buffalo then
He went
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Pittsburgh.
Oh, he's on Washington now.
Yeah.
He is on Washington now.
Yeah.
And then this one I was the one I was most surprised about. John Merrill. Where is he now? Not on Vegas.
He was on Vegas. Now
Florida.
He's in
No.
Buffalo.
Damn.
No, Detroit.
Damn.
And then the other two where I have Mikko Koivu. Do you know where he is?
Absolute crickets.
Not with Minnesota for the first time in his career.
Yeah.
He is on
Mikko Koivu.
Columbus.
Columbus, yes.
And
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Derek Brassard. Where is he?
Derek Brassard's in. Isn't he in Florida?
Arizona.
Arizona.
So
Yeah, that was yeah.
that just shows how much change there's been this offseason.
been a lot of
And given the offseason for some teams started last March, it's hard to remember where everyone is. But
Right, yeah.
Now you know
I'm
where those players
honestly
are.
shocked about some of those. Like, I remember seeing them, but like you had to tell me that they were on that team.
because Mikko
before me
Koivu
to,
signed in October. Like certain signings
Yeah.
you don't remember in October.
Yeah, honestly, so much like goes through our minds like on a daily
Yeah.
basis. Like for me to remember something that happened in October, probably should have done some research. But anyways,
No, it's fun like that. It's okay.
yeah, it's true.
Teams
Makes
will
us-
surprise us. Like
Yeah.
we forgot about where a player played. He's gonna prove us wrong.
Yeah, maybe. All right,
Well,
I think that's
We've been going for 47 minutes. Just quickly to end, state why you're optimistic for your team this year. So I'll go first. I'm optimistic on Montreal this year because it's the best team they've had going into camp since the year they made the conference finals when Kreider killed Price. Carey Price.
he had to throw that in there.
Yeah,
right?
because he dreams about it every night.
Kreider killed Bryce.
That was our Stanley
Kreider
Cup.
killed
That was our
Price.
Stanley Cup right there.
Johnny, I don't know, man.
Carey Price in the bubble showed me. Most importantly, showed my dad. He still got it.
Tony
Uh,
thinks he's a god, eh?
No,
Now
Tony
he
hates
does.
him.
Before he hated him. They have a great mix of youth and veterans on this team. I think that they're just going to gel really nicely. The depth, as I mentioned before, their fifth line, so the three extras this year, forward-wise, is Frolik, Perry, and Paling. And I think you can argue that would be some teams as third line, like bad teams as
I
third
don't know
line.
about third line.
Most teams,
Fourth line, yeah.
most teams as fourth line.
That'd be a solid fourth line.
And I think this team is, as I've been stating, is just built for playoff success. So even though they might not come first in the regular season, I think once they just get into the playoffs, they're going to tear it up and make it out of the Canadian division. But I have them losing in the conference finals.
Yeah, okay. I'll go next. I'm optimistic for Calgary because we finally have a solidified number one in Jacob Markstrom, and I also think he's probably a top 10 goalie in the league. Does anybody disagree with that?
He is.
Maybe
Recently,
like
yeah.
6th, 7th, something like that, around there. I think I'm banking on a Goudreau bounce back season. That's for sure. I think there's no way that he plays as bad as he did last year. And his second half of last year was actually really good. As soon as Bill Peters left, he was on pace for
Bill Peters.
just under a point per game. So, and he was also driving play a lot more as well under Jeff Ward. Even though I don't like Jeff Ward staying, I think we should have went after a guy like Gallant. But yeah,
Glenn would have been really good if he
You
was
want
I know.
Babcock?
no Babcock.
He's good. Trust.
Nah. I like the Levo signing a lot, as well as Simon or Simone. It's Simone,
I
isn't
think
it?
it's Simone because he's French.
It's Simone. I I think those are really two good additions to the team as well. So yeah, and I think, like I said before, Dubé, Mangiapane, and also Valimaki are wild cards. You know, they can have unreal seasons and propel us to the top of the division possibly, but I still think we're kind of a lock for 2-3.
I have you guys at 4.
Yeah. Michael,
You guys
buddy?
Why are you
Look over
optimistic
to
on the
me,
Leafs,
'cause
even
I
though
already
you've
said-
already
Michael's gonna
said
go-
I already
all
said they're winning the cup.
Go 5 minutes on the Leafs.
So make this
now.
short and sweet, Adam.
Michael.
Um,
The Leafs suck.
listen, they're like Toronto. All the attention's on Toronto, so people tend to look at them and say, "Oh, they're the first round again." Listen, it's been 2 years since Dubas got there. It's been half a season since he got his coach. I think getting Babcock out was one of his biggest moves because you need your coach. You need that good chemistry in management, right? I think this was all part of his plan. Like, people say he forgot about defense, but you can't do everything in one season. Considering he's only been here for 2 years, think about what he did in his first couple of years. He brought in Tavares, Muzzin.
Yeah, he got thrown
He
around
got gift
by
wrapped Tavares. You got
yeah,
gift wrapped Tavares.
that too, and he got thrown around
What do
by
you mean
Mitch
gift
Marner's
wrapped?
dad.
And I could have been the GM of the Leafs at the point and signed Tavares. It
Yeah.
was
I think if
Tavares
we-
wanted to come home. He took $2 million less than San Jose offered him. He wanted to come home.
He did, but Dubas still brought him in. Like, you can't just.
Dude, he just wanted, honestly, any GM. Brad Treliving would have got him for actually less than what Dubas got him for.
I don't
Brad
think so.
Treliving's
Because
so
why
good at
didn't
signing.
Stamkos come
Minus
home? Like,
James Nealon.
Because the Leafs weren't good at the time. They had nothing to show at the point.
Okay, well, moving on. He brought in the defense. He's brought in the grit. He's got the depth, and I think it's gonna come together. I think we're even given a good opportunity here in the Canadian division that we don't have to go up against such a defensive team like Boston or Columbus. I think any Canadian team will win is more offensive than they are defensive. So I think we're gonna take advantage of that, win one round, and then I think we're gonna roll from there. And I think it's gonna keep going, and I think we'll win the cup.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's going to be everything for this week's podcast. We still haven't decided where each podcast will come out. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. We're going to try and get on a set schedule. And I also wanted to preface this before, but I forgot, that we will have video on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, this is only temporary, and we're going to have hopefully get some lighting fixtures in Johnny's bedroom that is also now a studio. We kind of just adopted as a studio. So yeah, any last words for any of you besides that the Leafs are going out first round, Michael? Thanks for listening, and hope you guys are enjoying the content across our platforms as well, and we'll see you next